The Gospel according to Matthew, New King James Bible, the parable of the sower. 13:1. On the same day Jesus went out of the house, and he sat by the sea, and great multitudes were gathered together to him, so that he got into a boat, and he sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore. And then he spoke many things to them in a parable, saying, Behold, a sower went out to sow. And as he sowed, some seeds fell on the wayside, and the birds came and devoured them. Some fell on a stony place, where they did not have much earth, and they immediately sprang up, because they had no depths of the earth. But when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no roots, they withered away. Some fell among the thorns, and the thorns sprang up and choked them.
The Gospel according to Matthew chapter 13, New King James Bible.
Some 100-fold, some 60, and some 30. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. The purpose of the parable, 13:10. And the disciples came, and they said to him, Why do you speak to them in parables? He answered and said to them, Because it has been given to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them that it has not been given. For whoever has, to him more will be given, and he will have abundance. But whoever does not have, even what he has will be taken away from him. And therefore I speak to them in parables, because seeing they do not see, and hearing they do not hear, nor do they understand. And in them the prophecy of Isaiah is fulfilled, which says, Hearing you will hear, and shall not understand, and seeing you will see, and not perceive. For the hearts of this people have grown dull, and their ears are hard of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, and that least they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, lest they should understand with their hearts, and turn, so that I should heal them. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For certainly I say to you, that many prophets and righteous men desire to see what you see, and did not see it, and to hear what you hear, and did not hear it. So basically he's saying, he speaks to parables so only the Christians can understand them. And he thinks that and only the Christians can get the wisdom. He don't want non-Christians to get the wisdom. So he's speaking to them parables, and he's saying, of course, you, the disciples, you get to hear things and see things that the prophets didn't get to see, because I'm with you. Okay, basically that's how it goes. So now he's going to explain the parable of the sower, explained. 13:18. Therefore hear the parable of the sower. When anyone hears the word of the kingdom and does not understand it, then the wicked one comes and snatches away what was sown in his heart. This is he who receives seed by the wayside. But he who receives the seed on the stony place, this is he who hears the word and immediately receives it with joy. Yet he has no root in himself, but endures only for a while. For when tribulations and persecutions arises because of the word, immediately he stumbles. Now, he who receives seeds among the thorns is he who hears the word, and the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becomes unfruitful. But he who receives the seeds on the good ground is he who hears the word and understands it, and who indeed bears fruits and produces some 100-folds, and some 60, and some 30. The parable of the wheat and the tares. 13:24. Another parable he put forth to them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemies came and sowed tares among the wheat, and he went his way. But when the grain had sprouted and produced the crop, then the tares also appeared. And so the servants of the owners came and said to him, Sir, did you not sow good seed in your field? How then does it have tares? He says to them, An enemy has done this. The servant said to him, Do you want us then to go and gather them up? But he said, No, lest while you gather up the tares, you also uproot the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest, and at the time at the time of the harvest, will say to the reapers, first gather together the tares and bind them in bundles and burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. The parable of the mustard seed. 13:31. Another parable he put forth to them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed which a man took and sowed in his field, which indeed is the least of all the seed, that means the smallest, but when it is grown, it is gathered than the herbs and becomes like a tree, and so the birds of the air come and nest on its branches. The parable of the leaven. 13:33. Another parable he spoke to them. The kingdom of heaven is like leaven, which a woman took and hid in 3 measures of meal till it was all leavened. The prophecy and the parables. 13:34. All these things Jesus spoke to the multitudes in parables. Without a parable he did not speak to them, and that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet, saying, I will open my mouth in parables. I will utter things kept secret from the foundation of the world. The parable of tares explained. Then Jesus sent the multitudes away and went into the house, and his disciples came to him, saying, explain to us the parable of the tares of the field. He answered and said to them, he who sows in the good seed in the Son is the Son of Man. The field is the world. The good seeds are the sons of the kingdoms, but the tares are the sons of the wicked one. The enemy who sows them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the age, and the reaper of the angels. And therefore, as the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so it will be at the end of this age. The Son of Man will send out his angels, and they will gather out of his kingdom and all things that offend of those who practice lawlessness, and will cast them into the furnace of fire. And there will be wailing and gnashing of teeth. And then the righteous will shine forth and as the sun, and in the kingdom of their fathers. He who has ears will hear, and let them hear. The parable of the hidden treasure. Again, 13:44. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like treasure hidden in the field, which a man found and hid, and for joy over it goes and sells all that he has and buys that field. The parable of the pearl of great price. 13:45. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like merchants seeking beautiful pearls, who, when he has found one pearl, a great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it. The parable of the dragnet. Again, 13:47. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a dragnet that was cast into the sea and gathered some every kind, which, when it was full, they drew to shore, and they sat down and gathered the good into a vessel, but they threw the bad away. So it was, so it will be at the end of the age. The angels will come forth and separate the wicked from the just, and cast them into the furnace of fire. And there will be wailings and gnashing of teeth. Jesus said to them, have you understood all these things? And they said to him, yes, Lord. And then he said to them, and therefore every scribe's instructions concerning the kingdom of heaven is like a householder who brings out all his treasures and things new and old. Man, it's always crazy around here. They always trying to get me. Those dogs are going crazy. Yes, Mom, I'm still taking care of them. 13:53. Jesus rejected in Nazareth. I got a minute. Now it came to pass when Jesus had finished these parables that he departed from there. And when he had come to his own country, he taught them in the synagogues, so that they were astonished and said, where did this man get this wisdom, these mighty works? Is this not the carpenter's son? Is this not mother called Mary, and his brothers James, Joseph, Simon, and Judas, and his sisters are not all with us? Where then did this man get all these things? So they were offended at him. But Jesus said to them, a prophet is not without honor except his own country and his own house. Now he didn't do mighty works there because they didn't believe in him. I'm gonna go kill these dogs. God bless you.